Hey guys, it's Walt back for more Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. Last time, we killed a bird. This time, we're gonna explore new lands that the bird gave to us from killing it. But before we do that, there's something I want to do in town yet again, and it's talk to the item shop owner. See if there's new items back here. There is not. There's still something I do want to purchase though, and I actually want to send this to Box. Good job, fingers. Trap tools. I'm gonna buy 3 of them. Because we're starting to get to real monster fights, and sometimes we want to use items to help us out in fighting them. So let's explore combining a bit more, since we only barely went into it when I did do the whole potion and mega potion thing. So you already know about the potion mega potions, but there's actually a lot of items you can make in this game from combining. And unfortunately, I'm going to do it through this menu, which makes finding what I'm looking for a little rough. Okay, it is this one I'm looking for anyway. So to start off with, we're going to want to make a bomb casing. Apparently, it's a bit different in other games than this one, that's why I was confused. I'm gonna want to make a few bomb casings, honestly. I think 12 is a good number. Because a lot of items use bomb casings. So, let's see. We definitely want to make one of these. A poison smoke bomb. We'll get to these in a bit. I'm gonna make 5 of them, actually. Let's see. Where to go from here? There's so many things I could cover that I'm like, I don't even know what this makes. What does this even make? Deodorant. We'll worry about that much later. Bomb casing and ivy. Smoke bomb. Won't be using that ever. It does have its uses, but I personally don't like using the item. But that's just me. I am looking for specific, and also if you want to know how to make a dung bomb, this is the recipe: bomb casing and some dung. You can find dung from gathering out in certain maps, but I haven't gotten any, so I can't make shit. I'm sorry. Oops. There was another recipe that I was looking for. I don't remember what it was. Well, when in doubt, because it involves spiderwebs. Spiderwebs and ivy. Spiderwebs and ivy will make you nets, which are used for a few things. I'm not going to use every ivy though. And nets can combine with a few things. If you combine it with like these bones, you can make bug nets, which are pretty useful. But I want to combine a net with a trap tool to make a pitfall trap. This is one of 2 types of traps in the game, the other one being the shock trap, which was shown previously to capture the Arzuris. Pitfall traps. The 2 different trap types have different effectiveness on different monsters, so some monsters are more weak to the pitfall trap, some monsters are weaker to the shock trap, which you make using trap tool and a thunderbug. Pretty useful stuff. I may as well make another one, because why not? Is there anything else I wanted to make while we were here? Mainly just the bomb casing and toadstool. At least for now. We'll be back with combining. Don't worry. So I'm actually going to take out those poison smoke bombs that we made. And honestly, the best way to learn what makes what is to just go down the combine list and just experiment. But that's how I've figured out some of the things in this game. So, anyway, move on to 3-star quests. There are 2 new maps: the desert island or the tundra. We're gonna go to the I almost said desert. I mean desert according to the game. It's the desert island. This is the one I wanted to do the harvest tour on because there's a quest in the tundra that I want to do. Also, something to note is that there's no key quests happening in this episode, so if you're looking for just a guide to get through the game, this is not the episode to watch. This is just a helpful episode. Anyway, on every Harvest Tour quest, you only get a map and a Pod Pass ticket. You do not get any supplies, so that's a little annoying because we don't have any stamina bonuses, so like we have to make our own food or just starve, I guess, like I am. Anyway, on Harvest Tour quests, you're pretty free to just gather at your own leisure. I mean, you do have a time limit of 50 minutes, as with most quests, but there's no real objectives or anything. And if you fail the quest, you get to keep all the items anyway. That's another thing I don't think I've mentioned. Sorry about that, I had to clear my throat. But the Desert Island is one of my favorite maps. It was the first map in Monster Hunter Tri, which was my first Monster Hunter game, so I'm a little nostalgic for this map. So, there's that. It's no hazardous environments, despite what the game tried to tell you, that it was a desert island. This is in fact nowhere near a desert island. It's quite lush, actually. With cats that... Oh! That's a thing that I never mentioned, because I always forget. Oh, okay, now it's personal. Thank you. I will take that back now. Another one, I can keep the Felvine, I guess. So if you ever get your hands on Felvine, the Black Cats will specifically target Felvine. And outside of that, Felvine is largely useless. So I just never think of it as an item in the game. But turns out it's a neat item, but I personally never carry it on me. I mean, there's another use for Felvine, but it's actually so minor that it's not really much point in mentioning it, other than, like, you can combine it with, like, some bomb to make a Felvine bomb, which will basically make the cats target whoever gets bombed with that. Like, especially target. Because cats like Felvine. Also, I'd like to talk about this area, Area 4 in Desert Island. Back in Monster Hunter Tri, this area was much darker, and I was like, what, probably like 11 or 12 at the time, so this area just scared me. Like, I would just hate coming to this area, even though it's like one of the best mining areas in the area, or yeah, one of the best spawning areas in the area. I mean, every mining area is the best mining area in the area. But let me interrupt myself to talk about bugs. Flying bugs, the Bonabra, or the ants, which are the Ultraroth. If you need monster fluid, or their parts, you will need to poison them like this, with a poison smoke bomb, or a poison weapon if you get lucky. And don't kill them with the weapon itself. Lots of weapons, for whatever reason, require monster fluid, which is really annoying to get. And sometimes the poison takes a little while to take effect. But you'll want to do this, probably for certain weapons. Thankfully none of my weapons require it, but I'm sure someday I'll need like 10 monster fluid, and killing bugs this way is the only way to get it. So, that's something to mention. Anyway, back to Area 4 and how it terrified my childhood. It was dark. I didn't like dark areas. I was always afraid that there's just gonna be some monster that will just attack me out of nowhere. Well, joke's on young Walt. No large monsters can go to Area 4 in this map. Like, none whatsoever. I've never seen that happen. There are just some monsters, or just some areas in the game where large monsters cannot go to. Area 4 is one of them, and with I believe the exception of Great Jaggy, Area 1 on this map is also a place where most large monsters cannot go. Which is kind of annoying since base camp is like past Area 1, so no matter what, you're going to have to walk like through 2 areas just to get to your fight, at least. Which is obnoxious. Oh, I may as well talk about the Altaroth, the ants. So you may have noticed that they'll cry out of like little holes in the ground. And they're like little, I guess, is that a thorax or stomachs, whatever they hold stuff in, will be empty. Well, usually they like to go after food like mushrooms or honey, and then they'll get big stomachs like this. But if you were to kill them while their stomachs are large, they will drop shinies for you. This will, I don't believe this will give you monster fluid, or if it will, it'll be a low chance. But killing them while their stomachs are full will give you unique items. So you know how when we gather from mushroom spots, we can sometimes get unique mushrooms? Well, them eating those unique mushrooms make them ripened mushrooms, which are worth more Yukimo points than unique mushrooms. It's only useful if you actually need ripened mushrooms, which I don't think you do in this game, like ever. I don't remember having a quest like that since Monster Hunter Tri, which confused me as well. Also, that is not dung, that is wyvern dung. Huge difference. Can I please get some regular dung so I can make poop? Thank you. Also, dung is a very useful item beyond dung bombs. Another use that dung has in this game is on the farm, where you can, you know how you plant like herbs or those seeds that I planted last episode? You can use dung to fertilize that, and you will get more items for or per quest. Fertilizing the you have to fertilize each row as well. That's another thing to mention, but it's worth your time. Also, I need bones probably. Oh, also another thing to mention about those flying bugs. There's a rare chance of them actually dying properly. If you were to attack them most of the time, they will just explode like that. That's why you need to poison them. But yeah, I do need bones. I forgot what I was talking about before then, but that's the nature of this game. Is too much stuff. Also didn't get any mystery bones. Oh, dung, right. Yeah, I like how looking at it like a turd in the ground reminded me of what I was talking about. But yeah, you do need to fertilize each row with that dung. There is fertilizer later on that will fertilize every row. Oh, this is where you get mystery bones. This doesn't look like a bone spot. I've actually never seen this gathering spot before. That's why I'm like, ooh, what's here? Mystery bones. I actually need that. Also, do you mind? I'm just trying to get bones. I don't even care about you. Stop. I think I'm done anyway. Kind of annoyed at that guy. Oh, also, one thing to mention about this map, at least history-wise, that's kind of neat, is that, like the Flood Force, this map was also a map that hosted some underwater areas. Area 10, this is only half of Area 10 that was in Tribe. The other half of Area 10 is that water over there. And there was also an Area 11 that was fully underwater, and then like a little sea alcove, which was Area 12. Unfortunately, all those areas are missing from this game because there's no underwater combat. I always thought those were like some of the most interesting areas in the series, just because those are like a wide open sea. Especially Area 11. I definitely like look up like some of the stuff from Tri and 3 Ultimate, because those areas are pretty neat. Let's see. It's always more stuff to gather. And I do need to eat, but like eating is for casuals when I could just like walk everywhere and use up even more time I'm also hoping I can somehow get carpenter cricket or carpenter bugs here, but I don't think you can. So I can still hope for them. Because I need them for that bone hammer I made. It's kind of weird that you need bugs to upgrade weapons and armor, but it just works. Like, I can understand ores, but bugs? That's a little questionable. Also, don't mind me, I'm gonna gather honey. Because someday I'll need it. As I don't get any honey. So, I believe this constitutes as an overview for the deserted island. I don't see any point in you guys watching this anymore, so I'll just skip to when we get back to town after I do the date or the questly stuff. So, I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, welcome back. Or at least I'm back anyway. It's like 2 seconds for you, 5 minutes for me. Anyway. Something I like to do is talk to the farm manager and actually renovate our farm because there's a new upgrade option called a prototype beehive. So that's not very efficient for gathering honey, but like 1 honey is better than 0 honey. So I definitely recommend getting that. I guess it unlocks immediately after Korapeko. I'd get it, honestly. Also, I forgot to bathe, so should probably do that. Another reason why I just recommend the skin the honey thing immediately is because, like, if you're like currently good with like not having to use mega potions, it's always good to like start stockpiling honey because eventually you'll want like a bunch of mega potions because this game will get hard. I'm searching for a specific quest here. This is also not a key quest. It's the Deliver 5 Anteca Antlers. This is in the Tundra, so... And it allows me to talk more about small monsters, which I've been kind of doing in this episode. So, thought I'd keep up that theme. 'Cause oh god, those trees are ugly. Anyway, as I was saying, just kind of want to keep talking about small monsters because eventually you'll probably need some random parts from some random small monster, and some small monsters have really weird rules of getting their item. Anteca and Kelby are one of them. They're both kind of like deer creatures, though Anteca are a bit more like reindeer. Also, welcome to the Tundra. You're going to want to use a hot drink because the entire area is cold. You cannot avoid the cold here at all. It's not like the Sandy Plains where only like 3 areas are hot or cold. It's the entire map this time, and thank God for carpenter bugs. Now these here are Anteca. Since you're for this quest you're looking for Anteca antlers, you'll want to hit them with an impact weapon. So hammer, hunting cord, the sword and shield actually also works for this. So I'd recommend that. By knocking them out, you can get their antlers 100% of the time. It's the most reliable way of getting them. You can also kill them with a bladed weapon, lighter nerd. You can kill them with a bladed weapon for a chance to get antlers. Problem with that is they can also get a bunch of other items as well. So, like warm hides, which is also used for stuff. So if you're strictly a hammer user, you may end up having to switch weapons to just do that. As we expect with the new area, there's new items as well, such as, I think a sleep herb's new. which is mildly useful. Like, every herb is useful in some way, somehow. Something I'd like to mention is, before I even mention mining, kill these eggs if you're mining, please. Those eggs will spawn in those little white creatures, which are incredibly annoying because they will jump onto you, and they're basically leeches, and they will start sucking your blood. And you'll have to roll a few times to get them off. It's pretty obnoxious. And if you leave them on for too long, they will poison you, which is even worse. But mining in the tundra is a good idea, because you can get a lot of good stuff here. As you notice, I got a Sunspire Jewel, which is the level above like an Aqua Glow Jewel, so more decorations are available. And a Mystery Charm, which we'll find out what that is at the end of the quest. It'll be a talisman of some sort, but we don't know what skills will be on it. Now there's a ore that's unique here that is used for some upgrades, which is the Isis sum. I don't know. I already made that Isis joke, so I can't really begin. Or I could just run into the ground like the desert island joke. Yeah. Either way. Also, this is a mining node. It does not look like one. I'm glad I'm getting a lot of the Isis or the Isis ore, because I need a lot of it. Because I'm going to upgrade a hammer that involves it. Let's see. I don't think there's any mining spots here. I'm just like thinking about like the variety of like in maps in this game. I'm just thinking like how the tundra's actually not very varied. It's either snowy area or cave area, not era. Also, small monsters are annoying when mining, as one would expect. Also, I think light crystals are also unique to the tundra. At the very least for now. So, that's another item that you'll want for upgrading weapons. You guys mind? I'm not even... Okay, I'm attacking you now. Please, leave me alone. Problem with early game small monsters is that you're in the early game and you can't even kill them quickly, so they're annoying to kill. Go away. I need to carve them, actually. These are baggy. Not to be confused with Jaggy or Roggy. Basically, you know how Roggies can poison you? Well, these guys are so boring they can put you to sleep. Literally. And if you recall from many episodes of back, I believe, when I mentioned sleep mechanics on monsters, how you can... I'm just gonna leave and then talk. Thanks. So you know how when monsters fall asleep, you know, they don't move, and the next hit that the wake or I can words, thank you. The first hit that wakes them up does double damage. Well, sleep kind of works that way on you. You will walk around slowly until you inevitably fall asleep, and then when you get hit, you take extra damage. I'm not sure if it's twice as much, but it's a status effect that's pretty dangerous, honestly. Just eating all this ore. That's why I'm just kind of mining a lot. And it's a good idea to just know, like, hey, I can get a bunch of ore here, so that's why I'm showing it. But I think I'm done here, so let's get a couple more antlers and then get out of here. It's cold out. I kind of want to go home where it's nice and warm. Sit by a fire and not be under attack from a rabbit all the time. Or cats. I need the bloodstone because that's resource point. Or, not resource points. They're called Yukima points in this game. Bruh, I couldn't carve anything off? But he's still laying there. And then he runs off. Oh. Oh wait, can I KO him again? Back here. Yeah, that's definitely his head that I hit right there. Must be a different kind of head. I'm sorry, not really. Just need one more antler. Please leave me alone, Bullfango. I don't like you. With this, we have 5 Intech antlers. I guess while we're walking back, I can also talk about the item pouch. Because, like many things... Can this rabbit leave me alone? Anyway. Like many things in this game, item pouch is overcomplicated. It's actually not really that complicated, but has more depth to it than most games. So, when you're in town, you have 3 pages. If you're a melee or a blade master. If you're a gunner, you actually get a gunner's pouch. Actually, not in this game. Gunner's pouch is not a thing in Portable Third. In other Monster Hunter games, more recent ones, you'll get an extra page for gunners, exclusive to gunners, because, holds their ammo and stuff, it's actually really useful. But a new mechanic to Portable Third, and was adopted later on in the series, is the quest pouch, which is like an extra page for your items that you just happen to collect on quests to go. It's very useful for gathering, so I'm glad it's included. I'm glad they decided to bring it back after this game, because it's a very welcome feature. But yeah, this was the Tundra. It's a pretty cool place, pun intended. It's one of my favorite maps, even though it doesn't have much variety to it. I think a lot of the snow maps in the Monster Hunter games are pretty cool. That one was unintended. It's hard to, appreciate ice maps in video games, because, if you, use the word cool a lot, like I do, you're gonna make all sorts of ice puns, and everyone's just gonna fucking hate you. So, you can't win when you express any love for ice levels. Or snow levels or anything. It's kind of unfortunate, really. I'm also gonna see if I can actually improve this hammer. I can, but I'm too broke to do it. That's unfortunate. And something I noticed about the fire hammer is that I don't think I'll be able to make it too soon, because it needs a Monster Bone L, which isn't dropped by Koropeko. He drops Monster Bone M's. So that's really unfortunate, because I was going to get that before taking on a specific guy, but it looks like I'll have to fight the guy without it. Definitely going to make the Frozen Core. That hammer is stupid good for where we are right now. And we'll see about Bone Hammer. That'll be a work in progress. So, another thing I'd like to mention, or at least just briefly go over, is the online guild hall. At least the quests that are around this level. After I deposit a bunch of stuff, of course. I can't just flow from one thing to the other. My OCD demands that I place things into my item box, or else I'm going to forget. Not that I actually have OCD, it just bugs me a little bit. Anyway, so when you talk to the quest counter for low rank, you'll notice that there's like 3 stars here, and that's fairly confusing. 1 and 2 star are just like bonus quests that you can do. But 3 star is like where you're gonna have to go to progress. And basically it's filled with all the monsters that we can fight right now. So that's like the kind of stuff you can do immediately. It's just, I wanted to go through village, so didn't want to skip through the game too much. That's an option, and they have their own key quest that I don't remember specifics, but you can look up a guide to that. I don't plan on covering the basic online quest, at least for low rank. High rank I will, because there's no village high rank, but it'll be a while until we get there anyway. So that's going to call it for this episode. Hope you guys have had fun watching, and hope you guys have a good time. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.